we have a lot of beauty in our area, but we also have a lot of beauty in our culture and the music that we've been playing for, you know, however many decades, hundreds of years.
Growing up, I was surrounded by all this sort of beautiful music and some of these traditions that I kind of ignored and took for granted, you know. And then through the music, I started learning not only just music, but kind of about, you know, the old way of life that I grew up, you know, that dwindled out, you know, when I was really little.
This music, although it's wonderful, it's rather simple. You know, the chord patterns are simple, the words are simple, and the words are about simple things. And I think as life becomes more complicated with the information age and all the things, you know, that people are doing now, I just think that it's a need.
Well, it's sort of like storytelling, you know. A lot of the old songs are stories, you know. Same way, you know, someone might read you a bedtime story and you tell your kids. And same way with that, you know, Dad sat out on the porch and played banjo and you picked it up when he set it down to go in or go back out and work or whatever. You play those same songs and there's a fondness to that.
There's a purity about it that you won't find in other styles of music, period, really. Even, you know, not just saying, you know, old-time banjo styles, you know, you won't find many people in America that have learned an old style of music from people who weren't influenced by the media.
There must be an infectious energy within the music that whoever spread the word that there was something great happening down there, it kind of got momentum and interest from people in the north and people from other places.
This is the original music of where I'm from, and like this is the music that's mine.
There's always been a revival of people like coming to the mountains and trying to, you know, learn songs, learn these old songs. I see all people coming from all over the nation to this area to be able to be a part of the music firsthand.
There have been in the past instances of people who would come in and basically steal songs, or come in and pick a song up and go away and change it and still claim it was the, you know, that's exactly the way I heard this old man playing it on his porch.
I think that anytime people get together and can share art and music and culture is really great. I think that it becomes different when technology comes into play, and when you start to make this music a commodity, it sort of loses some of its authentic, special feeling.
What bothers me is a lot of local sounds get lost because of it.
Whenever you have more communication, you're going to see more of a homogenous thing. Like, we used to have so many more different regional dialects in the American accent. The regional, like, different country accents are slowly dying out because of that, and I think it probably will become a lot more mainstream.
I guess being around here, I guess I understand the people that make it more, so I kind of know more of what goes into it than, say, an outsider would.
I think the revivalists, in some ways, almost killed the old-time banjo here in the mountains.
It's like there's a preconceived notion of what the banjo is supposed to sound like, and really the banjo is a very personal instrument, and everyone, you know, it should sound differently from person to person.
The first time I ever went to one of these old-time music festivals, I thought everybody was doing this thing that I didn't understand. I couldn't grasp it. You know, they were playing up on the neck with banjos that had no frets.
My only problem I have with the entire revivalist movement would be when kids from here end up learning that, and they have such a rich culture they could be grasping into.
The girl that works with us, you know, me and John are always playing banjos and listening to old time, and friends come in and play, you know, from wherever or locally. She's like, well, I'm gonna pick up the banjo, you know. She borrowed one, took it home, watched a YouTube video, and she came back. She said she practiced all night on a real simple tune. She's like, all right, I'm gonna show you. And she got it out, you know, and I think it's Cripple Creek or something, and I was like, yeah. That's all right, but it sounds like a Yankee playing it. It's like, man, if you want to learn, just sit and watch us.
See that train coming down the line. See that train coming, my darling girl behind. See that train coming mighty slow. It's gonna rock the island, don't you wanna go?
You know, if you get right down to it, you know, we got a bit of an accent and stuff like that, and it's sometimes it's funny to hear very northern people sing this type of music to me. So it's great they're doing it, but in a way I just wish people could tell the difference.
There's people that dress like they fell out of the 1920s who play old-time music, that respect the music, that know the history of it, that know all these wonderful artists. Then there's people that do the same thing and just think they know everything and don't want to learn from anyone here. They want to come here and show how slick they can play the tunes and all that kind of stuff.
I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, keep it here. No city folk needs this, you know. But also being a Kentuckian, especially an Eastern Kentuckian, we hold everything sacred. We get a little bit more caught up when someone will mock us or something, or say, oh, y'all got shoes?
That's plagued us, you know, as Eastern Kentuckians for years, is, you know, the banjo's not just an instrument, but it kind of is a symbol of something, you know what I mean? And it kind of was used for many years to make us feel, you know, inferior or stupid or whatever. It was used to poke fun at us.
It took me a long time to realize that you can own your own culture and not represent that stereotype.
I struggled with being from here. As I got older, got in touch with certain mentors of mine, they taught me it was okay to be from here, and now I'm finally at ease to some extent, and I don't want to be anywhere else.
We're isolated. We have been for forever, and we've been taken advantage of in this region for a long time, and so it does make us afraid of people that aren't from here, because, you know, all the people that weren't from here that have came here over, you know, the past couple of centuries have screwed us over in various many ways. And so I think we're just trying to hold on to the last little bit of culture we have that's unique to us, and we're protective of it.
Growing up in the North, sometimes you have kind of a disdainful view of the South and kind of like, oh, those conservative people with backward views and whatever. And then, but in the last few years, as I got into the music, I started to really appreciate an aspect of the culture that's like, oh, there's some really great art down there that we definitely don't have anything quite like up here.
I'm not by birth an Appalachian, and I wouldn't claim to be, but I don't think I'll ever live anywhere else. I think it really makes me check myself a lot. I don't have an anger or need to defend it. I just really am so grateful to be a part of it and to be constantly learning and meeting people that are so willing to show me so many things.
Outsiders who come in need to be respectful, for sure, and, you know that this music is cherished in this place, and try to not bring too many preconceived notions into it.
I think it's great that, you know, the music spread.
It makes you feel good in ways when somebody from out of town wants to come and learn this music. You know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel proud of the area.
I attended the Cowan Creek Music School, and there was someone there from Germany. And there was a guy there who's going to school over here, but he's from England. And so I met, you know, a couple of entirely different cultures that are wanting to do our music. And I think imitation is the most wonderful form of flattery.
We're lucky that people are embracing our culture. That way the traditions are less likely to die if people are seeing the value in it and wanting to let their children know about it and their children's children.
You know, music surviving or old-time musicians being able to make a living off of it is dependent on people coming here and taking an interest in it. You know, we can't just sit on our porches and play it and expect it to keep lasting.
You lose your heritage and everything becomes just homogenized and what people want you to see, I guess, if you think about TV and stuff.
I think it'll keep growing, but I don't think it'll ever be like a big, huge mainstream genre, and I don't really think it should be.
Having their music become so popular in other regions would probably mostly be a positive thing. If there's more awareness of the richness of culture in that area, then maybe more of the country will care about what happens in that region.
I think as long as people go back to the roots and keep on looking at where the music comes from and try to draw inspiration from that, and then they use that as their basis, their groundwork, and then they change it depending on their life, then I think that's fine.
And there needs to be a mutual respect too. The people here need to respect those people as well. You know, we shouldn't think someone doesn't have any value because they're not from here. If they come here with huge interest, seeking out the music and want to learn it, then we should help them out and at least teach them right.
Old time music is just one avenue to inspire young people and old people too, you know, to really embrace where they're from, and even if they're not from there, you know, to embrace this idea of community and like learning from a generation older than you. It's a special thing.
I love playing music, you know, and sharing it. That's, to me, what it's all about.